Welcome back to the Solid Sports and Gaming channel. You're watching another edition of the Solid Sports video blog. This is episode 126. Today's date is July 23rd, 2020. Thank you so much for watching today as we continue our NFL division preview. And today we will look at the AFC East. So we'll take a look at the Bills, the Dolphins, the New England Patriots, and the New York Jets today. Thank you so much for watching. The big day today is sports. Baseball kicks back off tonight. Before we get into the divisions, I'm going to give you my World Series picks because I didn't do that in my MLB preview video, so I apologize for that. But you can look at it. It's the last video that I did, episode 125. So if you want to go check that out. And they changed some rule. Well, I didn't mention the DH rule. That's for both leagues, which is a significant to the 60-game run of the season. And then the playoff picture still not finalized. I know they was talking about expanding it to 8, which I thought they already did to each league. So I think it's at 6 in each league. So it's still more than normally 5. So. But either way, I'm going to give you my quick thoughts on that before we get into the division. Basically, I think in the American League, I think it's going to be the Yankees. I just got a good feeling about the Yankees this year. I think they come out the American League. The National League, my head telling me the Dodgers. Like I said, my heart telling me my Braves or maybe finally break through for this short season. But I'm going to go ahead and say Yankees, Dodgers. Probably 2 easy picks, but I can't really put my faith in nobody else. As strong as I feel about those two teams, I just feel real strongly about those two teams meeting, and I think the Yankees will probably be the champion. I think the Yankees will probably win the World Series this year. Hopefully we get through the whole season, but they my 2 World Series picks, and I think the Yankees will win the whole thing. So now let's move on to what this video is about. The AFC East in the NFL, of course, got still about a month and a half away to the regular season, and it's supposed to start. Most likely, it's not going to be no fans in the stands, of course. So they're still finalizing on training camp. Look like it's not going to be any preseason games. At least that's what they pushing for. The players don't really make no preseason games, so it's probably just going to be straight regular season. Teams may have a few scrimmages here and there, but no preseason games. So like and so look like in August we'll just be focused on baseball. Basketball starts next Thursday, and I'll give you my preview of that. So I'm doing both videos of the day. I'm doing the AFC East now, and then right after I finish this video, I'm gonna go ahead and preview the NBA season, the restart. So 2 videos today, but that's the way to start with our AFC East preview. Of course, this is in alphabetical order, not how I think the division is going to shake out, but happened to be first is the Buffalo Bills. Let's take a look at their schedule. First 3 weeks, they got the Rams at home, Jets at home, at Miami. They go to Vegas, Tennessee. That's a tough game. They got Kansas City at home, though. Of course, you got New England twice. Pittsburgh is on the schedule. San Francisco, so they play the NFC West this year. Denver's here, so that's pretty tough schedule down the stretch. So we'll see if the Bills can take over the division. I think they pretty much slightly favored over the Patriots. I think Patriots, since they signed Cam, I think some people put the Patriots back as the favorite. I'm leaning, I mean, out of experience, I'm leaning New England, but I think Buffalo is capable of it. It's going to be fun to see how these 2 teams match up. But yeah, Cam definitely changed things. If they didn't get Cam, I was like, well, Bills probably have a higher chance. But now with New England with Cam, the potential with the Patriots is much higher now. So we'll see how that works out. But the Bills got a good defense, so. Elite defense was the top 5 last year. So was New England's, but the Bills was very quiet, a great defense. last year. But are they ready? I think so. I think as we about to talk about Josh Allen, if he take his next step to become not even have to be elite, but a top 10 quarterback, maybe you know, if he improved this year. You got Stephon Diggs now, so hopefully that'll open up the offense a little bit more for them to throw the football. If the offense improve, I think the Bills could be not just a AFC East contender, maybe even sneak in there and be a AFC contender, but we'll see about that. But I like Josh Allen. I watched a few Bills games last year. I like how he played. I like his confidence. But he's more of a running quarterback as well, so he has to improve his passing game. And if he does, I think the Bills can probably take that next step. And the defense, like I said, so no, you know, can't name a few guys on their defense, but they do got Josh Norman is on the roster. I didn't know that. I didn't know they picked up Josh Norman, so that's a sneaky move or it might have just flew under the radar for me. If he's still in his prime, that would be great for the secondary. But the Bills' defense is pretty good, so we'll see if that leads them to the AFC East title. But they're definitely going to challenge for it. Schedule a little tough though, but I think the Bills can possibly take that next step. Let's move on to our next team, the Miami Dolphins. Definitely sort of still rebuilding here. Of course, they drafted Tua in April. So that's a big improvement, so we'll see. Most likely he's not going to start week 1, but let's take a look at their schedule real quick though. At New England to start, so 2 division games. You got Buffalo at home, Jacksonville, Seattle at home, at San Francisco. Like I say, they play the NFC West, so it's pretty tough. Arizona's on here. They go to Vegas. They got Cincinnati. That could be Joe Burrow against David Tua. I mean, Tua Tagovailoa. I said David Tua. That's the boxer. At Denver, a lot of people. I've been hearing some rumbles about Denver. Denver might be a sleeper team, but I don't know about that. But let's see. So pretty up and down schedule for the Dolphins. But like I said, I don't think they're not trying to start Tua from right off the bat. Ryan Fitzpatrick probably will be starting. Josh Allen is still on the roster. I looked at the roster yesterday, so Josh Rosen, excuse me, is still on the roster. So I wonder if they're going to try to move him, because they picked him up. They thought he would take a next step, but Ryan Fitzpatrick wound up taking the job. So we'll see how that goes. But Tua is definitely the quarterback of the future. He might not play, like if Miami fades out, they might throw him in there to get him some experience. But Miami, they played real tough in the last year. They really improved. I like Brian Flores. I think he is the right man for the job in Miami. He's done a great job so far to me. And they got a bright future. I think the next few years, if Tua becomes what they think he's going to be, Miami can become a contender in this division. Cam might be only in New England for 1 year, depends on how that goes. So Buffalo is pretty much the team that's entrenched, that's probably going to be the contender in the division. Jets still got some work to do. We're going to talk about the Jets, of course, soon, but I think Miami definitely got a bright future. And maybe Ryan Fitzpatrick is not bad. Maybe he they're gonna win some games with him because he's up and down. He can light it up, but sometimes also be a turnover machine. So, but he'll win you some games. So Miami gonna be a very interesting team to look out for this year. And we'll see how much playing time Tua gets. Alright, let's move on to the New England Patriots. Of course, signing Cam was a big deal. So that changes things. A lot of people thought New England maybe be going that is going to start Jarrett Stidham. Where some people still think he could start. But let's see. We really see how big Belichick's ego is if he don't start Cam. But you gotta get Cam. And like, I don't see why you get him, even though they got him for basically for peanuts. A lot of people was upset about that. Think he deserved more money. I think he did, but I think he been coming out saying all the right things. Said basically he betting on himself. So he gonna go there and probably blow. If he blows up here in New England. Even if New England wind up not keeping him, he'll definitely probably have a job waiting for him. And I think that's what he's banking on. Let's take a look at their schedule. They got a tough schedule. They was a first place team, so they go to Seattle. That's a tough thing. They got a lot of tough road games. Go to Kansas City. They get San Francisco at home. They get the Baltimore Ravens at home. So that's tough. Like I said, still the division games, Buffalo, New York Jets. You get Buffalo and New York Jets at the end of the year. They go to LA twice, so they might just stay out there. They play the Chargers and the Rams back-to-back weeks, so they might just stay out in California those weeks. Yeah, man, the Cam thing, it was a little bit surprising. I thought maybe there was a lot of rumbles about the LA Chargers, but then that kind of calmed down once they drafted Justin Herbert. That sort of went out the window. Denver came up, and I liked it Denver for Jameis Winston, but he wound up going to New Orleans, and he's gonna be a backup to Breeze, so he might bridge it to another job, or maybe they might trade him in the regular, during the season. You just never know if somebody needs a quarterback. But yeah, it was potential places out there for Cam. But nothing ever happened, and just all of a sudden, he was just a New England Patriot and basically signed for the minimum, So, I think it's a good thing for him. I think if he goes there and plays well, he'll definitely have people lining up to get him next season, unless New England go ahead and extend him. But we'll see. But it's going to be interesting. I think he definitely put them back as a contender because he's capable of. You see what he's capable of. So if he does, you don't have to even go back to his MVP season, but just half of what he is, New England will be right there again, challenging. I think, like I said, the AFC is the Ravens and the Chiefs, and then everybody else sort of try to fall in, but New England can be definitely in that next group, Buffalo as well, like I said. So it's going to be interesting to see. But this is Bill Belichick's first time without Tom Brady, 20 years. Same quarterback. We're going to really see. A lot of people got their eyes on Bill Belichick. A lot of people think he been when Tom Brady gone years ago to sort of prove himself that he's just a great coach. And Tom Brady's motivation is the same thing, That's why they want to do well in Tampa, but we'll see. But we'll see how big his ego is. I think if Stidham wound up starting, it would have to be because Cam hurt or something of that nature. Other than that, I don't see why you don't start Cam Newton here. But like I was just saying, is they still the class of the AFC? I think they have a chance to still be right there if Cam comes in. But I think Stidham, I don't know a lot about the guy. They said he struggled in his last year in college, but New England still picked him up at Auburn. So to Auburn, Cam Newton with Auburn as well. But a lot of people think Belichick had a lot to do with Brady, so maybe he could do the same. They had backup quarterbacks over the years. Jimmy Garoppolo, you see what he's doing in San Francisco. Jacoby Brissett having a decent career. You go all the way back to Matt Castle that year when they were 11-5, they made the playoffs. The year Brady got hurt, I think it was 2008. They plugged a lot of quarterbacks in there. It's, Brian Hoyer at times. He's there. He's on the roster again there. So I think the Patriots believe they can still win without Tom. Well, at least Bill Belichick believes that. So we'll see. But you got Cam Newton. You got to get him in there, man. So New England definitely an interesting team to watch this year again. And the New York Jets. We was ended with the New York Jets. Let's look at their schedule. Tough couple of weeks at Buffalo, start the year. San Francisco comes to New Jersey. And they already said no fans they're under New Jersey guidelines, so there ain't gonna be no fans in the stands, at least for the foreseeable future for the Jets. At Indianapolis, Denver, Arizona at home. Of course, you got this, like I said, all the division matchup: Buffalo, New England. They go to Kansas City. That'll be a tough game, of course. At the Rams, at Seattle. So yeah, a couple of tough games for the Jets. A lot of things happened in the offseason with the Jets too. Jamal Adams, everything seemed to have calmed down now, but he was real adamant about wanting to be traded just a few weeks ago and throughout the offseason. Everything seems calm right now. So hopefully that they work things out, because he's a great safety. And the Jets need something stable there. So hopefully that works itself out. Obviously the Jets ain't trying to trade him, because I know they were suitors that was probably wanted to trade for Jamal Adams. The Dallas came up because Dallas needs a safety, and he's from Texas, he's from the area. So that was a possibility. Yeah, I know Dallas probably did make an offer. But he's still a Jet for now. Hopefully, the locker room, well, a lot of players defended him. So, I mean, I think it's more of a front office thing. And then the thing came out about the owner the other day. He was an ambassador over in overseas, man. In England somewhere, wherever it is. And he said some racist comments, some sexist comments and stuff, and all this other stuff. So that's, that came out. He commented on that. So a lot of drama there with the Jets. Sam Darnold, quarterback. I think this is his make or break year here. Just like I said about Baker Mayfield, I think they're in the same boat. I think Sam Darnold had to show some type of improvement, or the Jets probably have to think about something else at quarterback. Of course, he was hurt last year. Also had the red mono disease, so he had to miss a few weeks. But he's been up and down since he's been drafted. I mean, to his credit, they never really had a lot of playmakers around him. Le'Veon Bell's there, but he hasn't been nowhere near his normal self since he's been there. But the receiving core never really been nothing to boast about. So we'll see this year, Sam Darnold, but he have to make some type of improvement, or they could be looking elsewhere. And Adam Gase, there's a lot of rumbles about him when he first got hired with the Jets, because he was just a Dolphins coach and he didn't do well there. He made the playoffs, I think, once though. And I think that's where, he should have hanging his hat on. But I'm not too fond about him as a coach, me personally, but the Jets believe in him, so I guess they're gonna roll with him for now. But I also think he might be on a little bit of a hot seat as well. And then with everything's going on there, they might just clean house and start over again. So we'll see. Like I said, Jets, if I had to, pick this division right now, I probably would put them maybe over Miami. Only because Miami is still, we'll figure out what Tua is going to be and all that. But I think Miami, and Miami did, they made a lot of sticky moves in the offseason, improving that defense. So Miami is, like I said, they're not going to be no pushover team. Especially, like I said, that's why with Ryan Fitzpatrick, they might be close to a 500 team. So the Jets, to me, is behind the 8 ball right now in this division, and they're gonna have to just buck up and try to get some wins here. Sam Darnold will have to turn into what they think he's going to be. Or I don't see the Jets really doing too much in this division or overall. So, but like I said, this is a real interesting division. The NFL, like I said, it's like splitting the head sometimes. Yeah, so clear teams you think ain't going to do well, but it's still the NFL. So Anything can happen still with all, with all that being said, I just still think the Jets still got some ways to go. But this division is going to be very, very interesting this year. But like I said, to me it's Buffalo and New England, it's the Patriots and the Bills. Miami and the Jets still trying to figure stuff out. So just on that alone, I think one of those two teams will win the division. If Cam becomes Cam, like I said, New England could, I think their potential is a little bit high. I think the Bills, Josh, like I said, if Josh Allen, it's a quarterback league. So if Josh Allen, like I said, if he improves drastically, they could be a contender. So two teams, to me, the two top teams are the Bills and the Patriots. I think the Dolphins and the Jets still trying to figure out things with their young roster. So that's it. We went through the whole AFC East. Of course, next week we'll do the NFC East. That's the Washington team because that name is retired now. The Dallas Cowboys, the New York Giants, and Philadelphia Eagles. Ooh, had a brain fart again there. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting division to talk about next week as well. So stay tuned. Like this video is over, but I'm about to make another one. We're gonna look at we're gonna talk about some basketball. It's the NBA restarts in the week, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at that. I saved some scrimmage games yesterday. Well, say some highlights of it. So I'll talk a little bit about that. Who I think will make the finals still. The bubble has been going good so far. No positive tests for the NBA players, so we're gonna talk about all that in our very next video, which is coming up here. So I'm doing back-to-back videos today. So this episode 126, we're doing the NBA restart preview for episode 127. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. Leave comments. Who you think will win this division? Like I said, if I had to pick right now, I would say Buffalo, but New England definitely had the ceiling. And like I said, with the playoffs expanding, both teams definitely might make the playoffs. But yeah, give me your thoughts on your division, or if you're a fan of any of these teams, what you think about your team, how you feel about them this year. And like I said, I like dialogue, so please, I don't mind commenting. We could talk, debate, talk about some of these teams. So like I said, next week is NFC East. So we got 3 left: the NFC East, we got the NFC West, and then the AFC West I'm gonna do last. That's with the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs in it. So thanks so much for the support. Like I said, thanks my man Derek, my bro Don Parker. He commented last week. He's not a sports guy. I guess he was just supporting me, so I appreciate that, bro. And everybody else that liked the video, please comment, subscribe if you like. And I'll talk to you guys in a few. We're gonna talk some basketball, so don't go nowhere. I'm Troy West said, thank you so much. This is episode 126, AFC East preview, and thank you so much for watching. See you in the few.